Hello guys, and welcome to the first ever BWN Podcast. I'm Matthew May, and this is Big Daniel Shields. Big Dan, yes, and obviously we're from BWN Network. If this is the first time, yes, if this is the first time you're introduced to BWN Network as a media organisation, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. And also, you can just listen to us on this podcast by your own means, because that's the whole point of the network, and it's just sort of like have all these divisions be successes in their own right. Yeah. But it's all under the same roof, all under the same banner. So if you'd like to join us on this journey as we try and reach 10 million subscribers, then subscribe to us on the channel.
And I was just going to say, we need to get Wargaming and Warlords more viewers. We need to get Wargaming and Warlords more viewers.
But we also need to improve the content while we're at it. So I guess really we just discuss things in general, because we've got the theatrics out of the way, so we might as well just do what this podcast is and just go into conversation really. So really, when I think about it now, we should really explain what's been going on, because obviously by the time this airs it'll be May, and there's been a lot of stuff going on with the channel in the minute. It's very, very difficult to give it a proper explanation because of how hectic it's actually been. So if we take it back, then I think a train of thought of conversations will come from that. So when the channel started, really, it was the kind of like it was early 2021, and it was the third lockdown. It was the January to March one.
Yeah, that was when you came up with the idea for it, wasn't
it? That was, and I realised, like, what is the next stage after the current little smaller media company I had at the time. And I thought, right, okay, so that was a non-profit. How do we make a success of not predecessor? What would the word be?
Predecessor.
No, predecessor is the one before, isn't it?
Oh, successor.
The successor. So how do we make that success? And I thought YouTube would be the ideal place to go, because channel playlist, you can make sort of like a channel environment and a community on there with many different things. And at the time, surprisingly enough, it began as like a 5-channel network. Originally there's 5 channels. So the concept was there would be something called Blue Diary Productions, which is the film division.
Which is now Jigsaw Pictures.
Which is now Jigsaw Pictures, essentially. There'd be the Game Central was a thing. The Champions was a thing.
Right.
Build a Better World was a thing. And the last one was, it might have been BWN Studios actually, the last one. But either way, there was 5 of them initially. And I thought, in terms of subscribers, it would work in the end, because if you combine all of that into one channel and one streamlined way of showing all that content out of one particular place, it would sort of build all the hype around one specific place, rather than being the audience being split over around 5 channels. So I got to work on that, and the main idea was to boost subscribers, which it hasn't worked in the long run. But the idea at the time was, what can I do to blow this thing up when it starts? And no, it might have been BWN Music, the last channel. It was probably that one.
Right.
So when that first came about, it was king. It was always king. So that idea I had, which at the time, like it was all Matthew May this, Matthew May that. In secondary school, I had quite a bit of a reputation for doing all these entertainment kind of stuff.
Is that a good or a bad reputation?
A bit of both. so basically, when we got around to it, it was very simple. Matthew May doing a rap track, it would bang. That was right off the bat. I knew that was going to be the case. Yeah. And to be honest, subscribers, it hasn't done, because I thought, right, okay, if they watch all this, then they'll come back, for more.
Yeah.
As if more was going to happen. I was wrong about the subscriber boost.
Where are the more, Matthew?
I was wrong about.
Where are they?
They're on the way. They're on the way. They're very much on the way. I was wrong about the subscriber boost. What I wasn't wrong about was the views. That thing, no doubt, some point this year will hit 1k views, which is nothing in the grand scheme of YouTube. But for us in the place we are now, that's huge.
I was just gonna ask, what are you gonna get really annoyed or something if it doesn't hit 1k by the end of the year?
No, not really, because if anything, all attention's going to go to the EP once that comes out in a few months.
Right.
That's
Spoiler.
No. I already announced this. This was,
Right, okay.
the What's Next for BWN Music one at the end of last year.
Yeah, I watched it once.
Yeah, I teased that it was there was an EP coming. I just didn't say anything about it.
Oh, right, I just didn't pay attention during the video.
But yeah, so this is it wasn't a good one anyway. So really, I think that leads us a direct way into sort of apologising for the poor content. Because really,
your poor content. Wargaming and Warlords is top tier.
oh, is it now? Is it really?
Good 17 views in 3 weeks.
I think the real problem with that division is it is the audience, but it is also so the execution. If we're being honest with ourselves, it's more we need to work on your delivery and presentation of those videos, because it really does evolve very quickly into you rambling on for long periods of time.
Yeah.
And especially when you're considering that topics that people don't care about, let's be honest, it becomes quite difficult to follow. I mean, Warhammer's a bit. It's
Warhammer 40,000.
yeah, it's easy for people to get lost in that. Whereas something like music, which
I was going to say, I think the only reason, I've often said like to people about it, like off videos and stuff like that, I think part of the reason I'm not so good at explaining it is because you've got to remember, obviously I've been doing it for 9 years, so I forget that like I know a lot more than the people watching it, which is a bit of a problem, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what
I have a problem with forgetting that not everyone knows.
Usually when people are experts with something, I find that is a thing where they kind of the waffle on as if like la la da 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 da, and they act as if people already know.
Yeah.
And they explain, and they really fail to explain it in a simplified manner.
Yeah, you folks are going to love education.
I'm not even sure that's out yet. It's either very soon or already has just come out.
You didn't hear that.
But no, because BWN News, Willie Duncan would have already said.
Oh, yeah.
So it's we're doing this before Willie Duncan, so it's all over the place. But here's basically the reason why. So the changes, hence this and the champions and Game Central, all of this has been coming ever since we hit a roadblock at December and realised very, very quickly that the channel was not progressing any higher. So we basically thought,
40 subs that were hard.
you know what I mean? We realised very quickly, all right, okay, so we're going to boost this real good. We have to get every idea that I have personally. There wasn't much from other people, if we're being honest. But every idea that I have, and just throw it at the wall like a bucket of paint, and let's just do it. Let's not plan out the next 6 years and introduce them in little segments. Let's do it properly, and let's put it out in and just put it out there for people to enjoy, and see if that boosts subscribers, and really make a hard push for marketing as well, which is why we're doing an awful lot of production shooting now for stuff that's even coming out next year. We're doing an awful amount. You know what I mean? It's all over the place, but all the poor late uploads and everything like that, everything that's happened pretty much that's negative or just downright sometimes shitty content over the last X number of months. That is all coming down to these changes that we've been making, where we've been focusing so heavily on the 1st of May forwards. Sometimes we've lost sight of what we're currently doing. You know what I mean?
Drops because of too late.
Yeah, we have to go down to go up. So it's and we have to do that, because even though I can manage pretty well, a lot of us in the network do still have college. You know what I mean?
Like me.
It's and I have it too, but we were just talking about this morning. It's a hard balance to find, where you're on top of your college work and you're competent in your subjects, but also have time for this as well and to do a good job of it.
Can I be honest? Yeah, and I hope none of my teachers are watching this, because I'm about to say some bad stuff. But I think during the entirety that I've been at college, from September last year and now, I think I've actually got down and properly revised maybe at most 5 times.
There's something wrong with that mic there. I'm just going to go check it. Nice. Okay. Right. Yeah, it's still going. Still very much going.
Because Big Dan's brain does not easily forget things. It
Yeah.
can be both amazing and a curse, that factor.
Yeah, it's ASMR.
I was just about to say ASMR.
That's not a joke anymore. That's actually a thing now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, like, but ASMR.
I love how a through line that literally came from the opening ceremony. Once we decided to make these changes, actually became a division. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I'm literally doing a soundscape shoot for this on Monday. I can't believe it.
Are you going to be like creepily talking into a microphone or something? Because that's all I can
See,
pick
that's the thing. There's going to be sort of talking videos where I basically talk about an aspect of life in a very sort of heartfelt and thoughtful
Serious.
manner. But in like a nice soothing tone, something that people can go to sleep to, but in a serious manner. That's what it is.
Yeah.
People laugh about it, but at the same time, it is still a serious content area. It's like people can use it as relaxation. You know
it's
what I mean?
not that they'll laugh about like what it is. I think it's just the title of it.
Do you know what I mean? Like yeah, and just the genre of itself is funny, but it's like we'll be talking about serious stuff. You know what I mean? But in a soft voice, that's.
I've got to ask, because this is something even I don't know, and obviously we know how closely we work together.
It just gives us a very questionable look for those listening to this on audio. That's
like how like will you have guests on the SMR, or will it just be you?
I'll be honest, if I tried, I don't think I'd get guests. I really don't.
I think they'd be scared they'd get cancelled.
But yeah, the idea essentially is going to be for every single week there's some kind of short passage, 5 to 10 minutes, where I talk about a topic, maybe only 5 or under, maybe even when I talk about a specific topic. But then there's every week, every month anyway, there'll be some kind of soundscape where I go to a specific location and get sounds. So even if they don't like the talking side of things, they can go to sleep or close their eyes and escape to a place that's like away from, like, for example, on this very night of us recording this, I'm going to
It's the middle of the day.
Yeah, I know, but the Stadium of Light. I'm going to the Stadium of Light tonight to watch a football game, and I'm going to record the game soundscape. So there's fans cheering and everything. You know what I mean? What it's like to be at the football game. I'm going to record that tonight.
Just a question. Like, what are you going to do if you're yelling someone's swearing?
It gets kept in. It's authentic, is it not?
So just every time that like someone yells last time, it could just be you and you.
That is going to have to get bleeped. It's going to have to get bleeped. But yeah, anyway, like that's another through line. Like age ratings for this channel. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was thinking we're currently running at 12. Obviously now we're running at 12. I'm thinking when we go to chapter 2, it becomes 15. And then after chapter 2,
what are we doing in chapter 2?
I don't know, just the F-bombs can slide come uni.
Right.
But and then I think once we leave uni and it becomes more of a company side of things, hopefully, it'll anything goes really. So I think that where age rating is just 18, just as a given, and just everything gets pushed aside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where we don't even talk about age rating because just anything goes.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point you reach. Because at the end of the day, we're nearly 18 now.
So I've still got nearly a year left, and I want to keep a hold of that as long as possible.
Yeah, I've got a long trend of being older than everyone in the
Yeah, I was gonna say, just a little sort of like anecdote from me. Like ages back, I told like one group of my friends from like the old high school who were in like a D&D server on Discord. I like mentioned your channel. One of them literally looked at it, saw the first video, and said, "Why does your friend look like he's a 20-year-old man?" Oh god.
Any last topics before we wrap this one up? Because we don't have a massive amount of time to get to these recordings in.
Subscribe to Big Dan. I mean, I'm on some still, you know, so that's not really true.
Okay, that's all from the BWN Podcast today. We'll see you all later, and goodbye.
Bye.